Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the study. Going to be talking about Soligenix. What is this biotech company? Before I proceed any further, I would like to state that the information in this video is not a recommendation to buy or sell any securities, and that it is for educational purposes only. So, Soligenix is a biopharmaceutical company that's focused on developing products to treat rare diseases. As you can see on the front page of the website I have here, the company operates through two divisions. And those two divisions are specialized biotherapeutics, which we will be focusing on, and public health solutions. Specifically in the specialized biotherapeutics, they have something called an SGNX 301. What that is this synthetic hypericin, which is being used as photodynamic therapy for the treatment of Ctcl, which is cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, Ctcl. What is this? It's a rare type of cancer. Begins in the white blood cells that you have in your system. The white blood cells are a player in providing defense in your system. And what happens is that the white blood cells end up actually attacking the skin, which then turns into something called a lymphoma type of cancer that from that disease group is actually classified as non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, without going so deep into the background of the disease state, the pharmacy, the patho, all that information. That's kind of like the quick textbook version. As for the public health solutions component, which is important to consider as well, what exactly does this compose of? They have something called Rivax, which is being developed to protect against exposure to ricin toxin. The company has also other products in development, such as for the treatment of inflammatory diseases, oral mucositis, and the head and neck cancer. You can see here they have pediatric Crohn's disease for their biotherapeutics. They're doing a little bit of everything, so it is important to consider that they do have a pipeline targeting different issues, different disease states, but the goal here and the common theme that I want you to realize is that going back to the top of the page, it says they are doing rare disease treatment. That's pretty much the goal with this company. And there's a huge advantage to rare disease treatment, which I am going to bring up later in the video. Why do I really like this investment idea, though, and this therapy specifically, you may ask? Because at the moment, there is no FDA-approved first-line therapy for Ctcl. Most of the available options are approved for off-label, and they're associated with high risk of toxic effects from these treatments, and then the disease progression on top of that. These skin lesions that these patients get, it's very painful that they have to experience this, and then on top of the therapy that they're getting from these off-label treatments, they're very toxic and also cause a lot of adverse events and even then more pain and suffering for these patients. It's very, very challenging and requires a lot of strength to be able to endure these kind of treatments. So going on to the background of this specialized biotherapeutic, we're going to go here to pipeline programs, and we're going to look at Hybrid for cutaneous T-cell lymphoma. We go here, we have Hybrid. They have funding by NIH and or FDA, BARDA, DGA. So that's actually really good. They also have orphan or fast track designation, which I will cover that soon. So we have the background here, and actually I could talk about the orphan drug designation right now, because approximately there's about 20,000 patients in the U.S. that are believed to have this chronic disease, right? And with similar prevalence in Europe, Asia, around the world, which leads to the next point of orphan drug designation for the treatment of Ctcl with this specific candidate. So what is orphan drug designation? The Orphan Drug Act was created by the U.S. to get companies involved in developing ideally safe and effective therapies for the treatment of rare diseases and disorders. So, in addition upon, if the company gets final FDA approval on this drug, correct? then, because of that orphan drug approval, they actually get something called market exclusivity. And it's actually for a duration of 7 years, which makes the investment quite attractive and unique for investors willing to take a risk on this investment, on this drug product with the company. It pays off really nice if things go well and for the company and investors, but if it backfires, of course, being like any biotech in the stock market, you are going to lose a large sum of your cash. So you do have to exercise caution, and you do have to put down a amount of cash that you are comfortable with losing, which then prompts me to go over and look at the next point that I want to show as I am showing you guys this background on the Soligenix webpage. Is the investment component that you look at who is in this, right? And check this out. There's awfully a lot of filings that took place recently, and you got Vanguard in here, Morgan Stanley, Citadel. You got Goldman Sachs with the new position highlighted here in green, a continuation. Here from UBS, further standing down on their position here. Lot of activity in August. And the reason for that is that this is a phase 3 drug product already in phase 3, just getting ready for market approval. Well, before they do that, they have to do something called a new drug application. Once they get that going and the FDA reviews all the data, that's the big game time decision that comes in. Hey, you know what? This is approved. That's it. Gets market into the market and puts money into the pockets of investors. So when I see all these guys, all these big players and big money circling around this, it does make me very comfortable with risking some capital into this name, especially with the significant catalyst and product on the line here. As I'm recording this video, there's actually a meeting taking place where the company is presenting their phase 3 data at a conference. And that just gives me even further more confidence in this name, given that the news outlook so far is looking really good for this company. So when we look at the approach here, what they use is photodynamic light therapy, which is very interesting. There are some other light therapies out there available, such as UVA, UVB, fluorescent light lasers, and there is a reason why I'm going into this specific component, is that when you apply this medication, it's actually an ointment. One, that makes things very easy. You don't have to take a pill or a tablet. You take this and you get into the you apply it on the lesion, and what happens is that it's actually starting to soak up the what do you call it? The T cells. The hybrid ingredient accumulates in the T cells. You have that hypericin. It becomes activated by the visible fluorescent light that's used, and they actually do a pretty good job of showing this in the video right here below. And I'll just play it while I'm further explaining what we're seeing with this very unique drug product that I like. So pretty much what happens here is that it's been explained that this process that we see here, patients are reporting that they are not experiencing that many side effects, which is actually a very, very important point and good response to any new medication that you're taking, whether it's oral, IV, topical. This ointment's applied to the skin affected area. Then you have that first phase where the drug is working. Then the light turns on and activates it, as shown in the little video. And it pretty much kills off the the T cells that are pretty much involved with the pathogenesis behind this disease state. And the cool part about this is that you're doing this without mutation or damage of the DNA of cells, which is what you see with the other available off-label approved treatments for this disease state, which is pretty fascinating and pretty cool. So, without going into too much detail and making this a long video, that is kind of the summary on this name. I do have the chart pulled up here as well, and I'm watching it, and we can see that the stock has had highs before, and just with any other biotech stock, it has plummeted down. You have to be very careful. Anything can happen in this market. It's very wild. And what I really like is that when I looked at it, is that it's worth about a valuation of 44 million right now, with 40.1 million shares outstanding. So I did this with a share price of about $1.09. I'm happy to buy it at this range at $1.09, $1.10. Right now it's at $1.05 while I'm talking about this and putting this video together. If the company does get approval, that exclusivity is going to make it very valuable, and then the estimated sales that the company has put together in their corporate presentation looks something north of about 250 million. This is if approved and all goes well for the drug product, which is about 5 times from its current valuation. So me personally, I'm looking to ride this thing 3-9 months out as a swing trade. Aim for $3 or more on the stock price. Flip it for 200% return. Again, anything can happen. But remember, this isn't advice. Like I said in the beginning of the video, just my opinion and trade I am sharing with you. And I'm really excited about this name because I haven't really played any biotechs in a while and haven't seen anything that has caught my attention. And the NIH is here too, so that's very exciting as well when you have that kind of money pulling in, big money investors pulling in, and of course you have a phase 3 catalyst, which is a very big deal in the drug development world. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. You can visit me at thetradestudy.com. I have my Instagram set up there, a podcast, and you can ask me any questions you may have. And I'll see you in the next one.